Hello, everyone, wonderful viewers. My name is Kwesi Kankam. Welcome to another edition with Kwesi Kankam Talks. In today's edition, we'll be looking at a wonderful topic: how we are going to build system for our goals, how we are going to set system for our goals. If it is the first time you are joining us, and any day the kaya or shemia, Mr. Also like it now I share, now I make a comment. I will video now say share na for so a video you know so baby. And also I have a challenge for you. Whatever thing that you learn in the video or from this session, make sure you are putting that as notes in the comment section. And bibia opese in our next session, you know, or one of our series, ni yen kan wasam no, obetimi a comment our comment section no more. Today we are going to talk about setting or building system for your goals. We all know what goals are. Goals wani so ade hu, niema odi esi wani so a opese oye. And unti nipa biara no, so ya abofra, so ye penny, no matter your age, the knowledge that you have gives you some sort of understanding that as a human being, you need to set goals. And those goals become your guide in life. Some of them you may be able to achieve. Some of them you may not be able to achieve. Some you may achieve midway. And until you hear say nipa biara no ode botaye esi wani so. Now, let's look at an analogy here. For example, I live in Accra and I want to travel to Tamale. Ekwanya me faso do Tamale no, ekwan do bebre. I can choose to fly. I can choose to go by road. If there is train, maybe I can go by train. But most likely it's either by road or by flying from Accra to Tamale. Many swadi hunu ni se mi pese mi do Tamale. And only many swadi hunu. Whether I go to Tamale or not, Tamale will always be Tamale. By the way, those who are watching us who do not know where Tamale is one of the cities in Ghana, specifically in northern region. So if I want to travel to Tamale, Tamale is my goal. Tamale is my destination. Whether I go there or not, Tamale will forever be Tamale. Semiko, manko, Tamale be Tamale. But a kwan na me fa so akodu Tamale no, enu ne hia. It is a kwan no, enu ne me can say building the system. Building the system, setting up the system that would eventually move you from Accra to Tamale. Enu ti say the buy bra bomu a se school na me pesa me ko se edwuma na me pese me ye promotion bi na me pe dwumadie bi a me pese me di bia no botaye bi esi wani so nti na wo di sa dwumadie no enti botaye na esi wani so no, which is your goal no, whether you like it or not, that goal is there, but the pathway to the goal is where you need to be putting most of your effort. I want to create wealth. Me pese me hihye yedi na da chi me ni ho a me ma so that is the ultimate goal. That goal is there. Wealth is there. Whether I'm alive or not, the word called wealth, okay, is there. But ekwanya mefa so edu yedie no ho no. Eno na ese me de ma ho odin eni me nyansa na se bia oye mpaibo fon so ado mpaibo no, you will be channeled towards the goal. So all those systems, all those pieces, they come together to build a robust system. So it is very important as a human being to focus on the system. Systems are run by principles. And into solution nipadua samiti heya, me a complete human being. That was the goal of the creator. But then the creator had to put so many things together to build a system. So the human being, as you see, is a complete system made up of multiple systems. We have the digestive system, your respiratory system, your circulatory system, your systems with bria kabuma e formu nipa. Sanso na de botaye bi si wani so a so hye niema e de wakodu sa botaye no ho. And e ho no e so twe wadwen esi so kese pa. So usually whatever thing that will not lead you to your goal, which in other words, we can say that to your purpose or to your destination, because I use Tamale as an example, moving from Accra to Tamale, anything that will prevent you from getting to that goal, you need to find a way to either eliminate it, reduce it, or not put so much of your effort into it. Because at the end of the day, emfa wo endru ho. And nti wiase yempo sika eya ade nyina, sika ema nia ne raho kra no na nitimeje, sika ma nia sebi oyare no otimi nya ayaresa. So it means that everybody needs money one way or the other. Money is not everything, but it does everything. So it is important to have specific knowledge about money. Now, after you get the money, you may want to invest the money so that whenever you are asleep, the money can also be generating extra money for you. So, and only a system. And only a weedy system away then o shishe. And only bibi biara eba beya osia kwana beya kwensidia ma obiano. Esa saadi no hwe na otwitwa so. Saa nneɛma no esa ohwe na otete so. The system is the most important thing. System a make nyina no ne tintini ne tia nyina ne say you need to have a process. You need to go through a process. So if I want to get first class in school, that is my goal in school. I have to go through certain process. I have to first become what I want to do. If I want to get first class, what do I need to become? I need to become somebody who is constantly learning, who is constantly probably going to the library. They be a mission there, may research. So a man for 30 minutes, a minimum there 5 hours consistently. Because me person minya first class, that is my goal. So I am building a system of going to the library, buying more books, asking questions in class. That is the system that I'm building. If I don't go through that system, which is the process, there is no way that I can get the first class. And the financial freedom and a better example. Financial freedom, no, a sika famudi. And we are saying there are two main problems: money problems and any other problems. Because I said money has definitely become a major part of our lives. Bibia obeyibia no unhia sika. Nisa nintino sikasem de yemfa endi agro. Sikasem a yemfa endi agro nintino ese financial freedom eye obia nani so ade hu baako. It must be one of your goals, if not your top post priority. It must be one of your goals. And so therefore you need to create that system that will take you to that goal. Me pesikasem fa hudi se me mabeko school a me pese me kwa besia na me de akwa kotua. Se mi kunu yare, me ba yare, aseme sifi a me pese me kwa bo besia na me de akwa akoye. Me pese me nya sika da ho, me pese me di sika hye adwuma bim na adwuma no etime wo na afei no etime di mfasodie bebre eba. Nti edien na meye. Eno ne system na o build no. And when it comes to financial freedom, the genesis of you building the system begins with you knowing who you are. Make Kwesi Kankama mitie. Minipa ban ti saying, "Dien na yema hoden, ana dien na yema mreyo." Know your weakness and your strength. Number 2, after knowing your weakness and your strength, the next thing that you would want to do is to know how much is coming to you, how much is leaving you, how much you are spending, and only a friend of tracking your expenses or budgeting. Budgeting may not be perfect, but at least it becomes a guide for you to know where your money is. If you don't budget, you will constantly be asking yourself, where did my money go? But so budget here, she can say we be koha, we be to your bills, we be to a tight, we be bought a fourier, we be coming and a we be to your school fees, we make mortgage, we say, ututuni nina, open sikano, near a beer airco, even a penny, a peso, you know where it's going. So that is a system that you need to create, and it's one of the systems that is very difficult for a lot of us. Say yes, she sika, say bosome aso, misika ni yesi, misika ni yesi, bibro wa ibusa say sika ne fine here, unim. Money that is not tracked, you can never find it. You can never know where the money went. So whenever you build that system, o budget you sika na, near enka o budget no say no matter what, you don't touch the money. And that is why you plan. So budgeting, you can even budget for miscellaneous or maybe unexpected events. So, emergency account, you have all those things. Those things are smaller pieces that come together to build a strong system that will ultimately give the financial freedom that you are looking for. For example, if you are we college, where we high school, we ejuma, sika kakra say airbound sema. Don't look at what others are doing and find out to fine. But fashion to me say you need to plan the money so that the money at some point will be working for you. If you have the strength, if you have the energy, maybe if you are young, that is the time to be constantly working to increase your income. Because I'm really beba untimi nye adwuma kese because ahoden no so be den ebeti me pese me nye sikasem ho fa ahodie enu nti ese me sua se ne ametoto me sika fa ahodie ne de da ho is the goal but ekwan ben so na mefa so a me duru fa ahodie no ho ye hu se know your weakness, know your strength, budget. Now after budgeting, what else do you do? Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Semi free Accra na me ko Tamale. Na semi kudu Konongo. Na semi tina Konongo. I've not gotten to Tamale. Me kudu Kintampo. Na semi antoaso ankwa Tamale nu mendu. So whenever you set a plan, whenever you budget your money, the reason for that is because you want to stick to it. You want the money to flow in a certain way. You want the money to do what you said you will use the money to do. And when you want to program be oko program no ya wadwen say obema 100 cedis, obema 1000 cedis. But oko do one is that hini sikeura say near bon samrane. You had initially planned to give maybe 100 cedis or 1000 cedis or $100 or $1000, but your bon samrane into no. One month, 2,000 Ghana cedis. One month, $200. One month, $2,000. That was not your ultimate plan. So automatically, because you did not plan for that, then you are not sticking to the budget. Then the freedom that you said you wanted, no. One month, near man, enka about biremu. Besides death, there are so many things that you can have control over. You had control over how much that you were supposed to spend, but you decided not to stick to the budget. The system, the idea be a set a whole touch market where be a sunsun no yadi be a kesipa. Ye ni power coma or circulatory system na se a jai sisi ya ubewu. Wahome or respiratory system se a jai sisi ya ubewu. So systems, they operate with principles, and those principles, you need to make sure that you are constantly abiding by the principles. Otherwise, when you deviate from the principle, the repercussion can be very catastrophic. They were constantly chasing money, but some of them did not get the money that they were chasing. Inti yen so ade ne ebe ya sa mistakes na ye mam ne papa mo ye no yen ye sa mistakes no eye say ye nya to wase ne tenas ne yesua de. The next thing that I'll talk about besides budgeting and sticking to the plan is to constantly seek financial knowledge. Financial knowledge comes at a cost. Nipa ope free niema, you are not able to build a robust system that will lead you to your goal. Ope BBF free. Obu oha. Ochre na de ba akwa. Team your beba hosa ope BBF free. Go to financial seminars if you can. Usually, go to financial seminars that is in a language that you can understand. Because sikasem no ewo kasa eka sika ewo kasa bia eka. You need to understand that language. if you don't abide by the language that you understand, mostly when it comes to finances, you will just be beating about the bush. Nti emu bebre oha ebia ye Ghana no na you rich dad, poor dad. It's a very powerful book, but then you look at your environment. Financial knowledge will let you know that a place like maybe Ghana, you don't sell snow or winter boots because it does not snow in Ghana. So, and if you read this book, now book you can create a side hustle by selling winter or snow boots. It might work for European, American countries, the Western countries, but Ghana side business ni. That is the absolute truth. So financial knowledge is another thing that you would want to pay attention to. I will always recommend that learn it from the language and then apply it within your culture. Okay? Apply it within your culture. Every system is built for a particular environment. And untina won't say, be before. See, two coin free a be brave near back amanonia. Usually, a lot of us suffer from what we call vitamin D deficiency. The reason is because the amount of sunlight that you are exposed to, probably in Africa, and then the system here, it's not the same thing. So the body is deficient of that vitamin D, and it is also you are most likely to get that vitamin D deficiency. But Ghana no no problem because your system was built for that. Your melanin in you was built for that, so that it will what? It will communicate with the sun. Now Ariana Bon also builds up that vitamin D in you. Unya sa vitamin D no. Na edwuma ese no ediwo ohunam ne mu. So it's the same thing. And more amanone, you could see that most of them are super hairy compared to those that are in the tropics in Africa. They were built for that system. And into Ushiadia no kasa obetias ye and yabro for some. It's not about speaking impeccable English. The reason why we acquire knowledge is to put it into practice. Therefore, if the language of instruction is something that you struggle to understand, you need to consider it and seek knowledge in the language that you thoroughly understand. Especially a basic asima, because system na wo hihye no ti system no e wo to chima wa hwe accident kesi ABC. Knowledge is something that you do not want to stop acquiring. Between ages 18 from high school to maybe your age 30, that is the time that you want to be acquiring knowledge. Usua de constantly you be bro ha niema me kan wan say no na minim. I so much believe that baby I may do ababrom and kebi I may call higher than that. Knowledge is what separates boys from the men. Knowledge is what separates the rich from the wealthy and the wealthy from the poor. Rich and wealthy are not the same, just so you know. Knowledge is what separates those who are exceptionally good and those who are terrible. Emotional intelligence when it comes to money. It's a system that you need to build so that you can get to financial freedom. You move over, you see a build this system, no. Ubi frau sisia, unimisa usikani kuis, ubi afro, and I mean, a reminiana no, I mean, minuano medrubi, someone first can brain, you build those kind of things. You do not attach emotions to your system. Anytime that you want to create a system, don't attach emotions to it. Emotions have no role in the system. The reason why I'm saying that emotions have no role in the system is that system, they operate on principles. They operate on certain facts, not just assumptions. They operate on principles. Principle ni be say sika one budget here unhu ne fire. It's a principle. And into budget here be hu be fire. But all the emotion ebem and you are just hoping that sika send be here, you are just lying. So emotional intelligence is something that you also need to build for you to get your financial freedom, which is the ultimate goal for you. It's one of the many goals, but today we are talking about that. The emotional intelligence from your own or team your ultimate will be who you can. Today be on once or babajiska or babajiska or say encounter budget one. Don't fall for that. Because what plan is canonimus can a beer equaque. And it is a way nipa. If there is something that you really want to put your focus on, you need to put your focus on the process, the channel that will take you to your ultimate destination. And no pioneer idea is what do when you so. You're papa despite or sikapa or your default. Now, have we asked ourselves the processes that he had to go through, the systems that he has built for him to get to where he is right now? And we are always looking at the final product, which is the goal. So, or your default or cast. But when was the last time you sat down, you questioned yourself that how did he achieve this? So the how is you building the system. So it be free nimdia obepemu, it be free the actions that you'll be doing, it be free the communication, the network that you will build, which is the next thing that I'll talk about. Your samana is the final product. But what was the process that came into place to get the final product, which is the soap? It has to go through so many processes. System. So if the process or the system is right, if the system is functioning well, the product will be okay. So usually if you buy a product and the product is terrible, it's not a product, but it's a system that made the product. So if there is something that you need to blame, you need to blame the system. To constantly, you are evolving, constantly, 10 years ago, so every system goes through what we call upgrade. When you take your mobile phone, when you take your MacBook, it goes through an upgrade. The operating system goes through some upgrade, some fixes to eliminate certain bugs in the operating software. And yes, sir, it will be susceptible to malware. Sana nipan se sikasem etie. Se one upgrade you sikasem hunim dia ebedu baby no. Ubo se adwenu mu ayeden, adwenu mu yemre. E wo sikasem nti bibi ketwa bia na obi de abu. Ye nyina nimiye. Ye wanimdifo bebre a ebi mu ye professors, ebi ye anyunyamfo akese. But obi ba so oton gold. Otimi di biti omu nyina. The story of number one, men's good, we all know. As learned as people were, they fell to that gimmicks. But there is no investment in a very small, not more than 100%, profit margin. It takes time to build great things. That is why in one of my videos, I said that you need to start early. If somebody comes and tells you that, this is kind of because you are building a strong system, systems are constantly questioning things. So you have asked the question that, how are you going to make me gain this much within a short period of time? So, if you are building system, you need to question. You need to question everything. Not by being cynical, but you need to question everything. That sometimes may not make sense to you. You really need to question that. It is very important. Because when we say, Ebiana or the Ofra when you be home. And when in brown, so no a boo, no why passa. Like sometimes you may not even recover. A lot of people went through it. Some of them died out of heart attack. Tinamika says, she says system no. Now say one pay attention to BBC, the repercussion can be catastrophic. You do not want that to happen to you. Nobody wants to go through the pain of, trying to get rich quick, and then at the end of the day, they lose their money. Nobody wants to go through that. A bad system, as Nipano, don't exchange it with prayer or hope or faith. There are parts of the system that the person has to have an input. First class, the example is so maybe you want to generate more income, you don't sleep. So all these things are the systems that you will create. Many of the systems that you will create to get your financial goal. You see here say a pesicasem found there say a budget, stick to the plan, and then also constantly seek financial knowledge because unim dia or former tembia muha ni ubia bekabia no beji. And after you don't attach emotions to your system. We need power think at but emotions, overcome the principles of the system. And yes, I found who did now open no one here undrew or bit me na no abe found na sika bia na nka bit me the for no. O their money panel I then Eddie. And then also the last thing that I was talking about is that when you are building a system, don't just let anything come into the system. Question things that you struggle to understand. Seek knowledge in a language that you can easily understand and then apply. And then we realize that bibia o build this system so we free. You can either eliminate it if it is possible. You can reduce its effects if it is possible. But ultimately, make sure most of your effort is not going to the things that will lead you there. Your free BB signal noise ratio. Okay. So when you are building the system, you are looking at certain signals. Signals move like a frequency. To be say, oh, dialect now to BB at top frequency be so. What to say, kasa ho. But a movie phrase our frequency is why you hear that harsh sound. It's a noise. To be bia M1 system no ain't cause no. Those things are noise. They are distraction. Near system now cause a signal. The signal will constantly be leading you to the goal. Okay, that is what you want to put your attention to. So thank you so much. If you are still here with us, if you are watching us, if you believe the content that we are putting out there on Kwesi Kankam Talks is making sense to you, please don't forget to like, comment, and then also hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that anytime that I drop a video, you may be the first person to watch the video and also the first person to comment. My name once again is Kwesi Kankam. On this channel, we empower, we elevate, and also most importantly, we awaken the greatness in you. Thanks for making it a time with me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.